ghosts, phantoms, specters, poltergeists. All names for those which humanity has believed have haunted it for millennia. But in the zone, the threat of a lurking spirit is something much more tangible. According to traditionalist Christian mythology, poltergeists are spirits which inhabit a certain space, then proceed to manipulate and move objects around it with varying degrees of malice. The creatures we know so well in the zone function a very similar way. They typically stick to one small habitat, with their only method of attacking being the loose pieces of junk on the floor, which the creature will typically proceed to hurl at the nearest stalker's head. Poltergeists have a very distinct outward appearance. First, you'll notice the unfortunately familiar blue hue of a psi field. Then you'll probably notice the poltergeist itself. They appear as warped balls of electricity hovering through the air, though this differs greatly from their true physical form, which resembles a legless human, and it can only be seen once the creature has been killed. Their psychic prowess also seems to have replaced the need for their sensory organs, as their eyes, ears, and noses all appear severely decayed and deformed. Many believe that poltergeists are actually capable of fully transforming themselves into the ball of energy that we see, though this is contested by the fact that, when shot, the creatures still bleed. This points to their energy form merely being utilized as a disguise to hide their true physical form. The poltergeist's psychic ability and seemingly human origins point to them being the result of an X-laboratory mutation, rather than the common myth that they are the spirits of stalkers taken by radiation. Interestingly, it is possible to see creatures resembling infantile poltergeists in several of the X-laboratories. In combat, poltergeists can vary in strength. In the Red Forest, some can cause massive damage to stalkers with only a few attacks. However, the vast majority of poltergeists only have the ability to utilize their telekinetic abilities as little more than a minor annoyance to the well-equipped stalker. It must also be mentioned that a very similar being to the poltergeist, the pyrogeist, can pose more of a threat to the average stalker than its telekinetic cousin. The pyrogeist takes a similar form, but instead appears in orange-red and attacks with pillars of fire similar to that of the burner anomaly. Although, so long as the stalker stays on the move, the pyrogeist is not much of a threat. Poltergeists and pyrogeists are not typically creatures to be terribly feared, but can certainly be quite disturbing for the rookie stalker, especially in enclosed spaces. Keep your cool and place your shots wisely, and I trust you'll be able to handle yourself with these creatures.